My father told me to stop calling him dad because his new wife didn't want their baby to know I existed. Then he asked me to sign away the half of the house my dead mother left me. 6 months later, I had him served and forced out of it. He had never really been a father anyway. He got my mom pregnant in college, failed, and left her to raise me alone. My grandparents stepped in. They became the stable part of my life. He only showed up when I was 6, right after my mom had moved on, and suddenly wanted a second chance. Back then, I was a kid. He bought gifts, took me fun places, let me do whatever I wanted, and played hero. I thought that meant love. My mom gave him a chance too. She wanted a family. He wanted control. Once they got married, the act dropped fast. He pushed us to move away from my grandparents. My mom used her savings on a house with him, then lost her job after the move. He controlled every dollar after that. He made her show receipts. If she bought anything for herself, he got mad. If she pushed back, he reminded her he was the one making the money. Then my mom got cancer. That was the moment a decent husband would step up. Mine didn't. He told her to ask my grandparents to pay for treatment because he was short on funds. So we moved back in with them while she fought for her life, and he stayed behind in the house they bought together, living like none of it was his problem. Before she died, my mom made a will. She left everything she could to me, including her half of that house. The second my dad found out, he started pressuring me to sign it over. He said it should have gone to him. He said I was being unfair. My grandparents shut that down, and after that, he barely spoke to me unless he wanted something. Then, out of nowhere, he got remarried. I found out from a courthouse wedding photo online, like some random acquaintance. A week later, he called and told me his new wife was pregnant. Then he asked me to come over because they wanted to discuss something important. I already knew it smelled bad. I went anyway. Walking into that house felt wrong. My mother's money was in those walls. My father's selfishness was in every room. His new wife was younger than I expected and painfully polite. For 1 second, I almost felt sorry for her. Then he got to the point. He looked at me and said, "From now on, don't call me dad." I just stared at him. He folded his hands on the table. His wife looked down. He said their baby should not grow up confused. He said hearing me call him dad would be bad. Then he told me to use his last name instead, like I was some stranger, like I had imagined my own childhood. Next, he said they didn't want their child having a relationship with me either, not unless the kid was old enough to understand what a half-sibling was. His wife jumped in and asked me to respect their decision for the baby. She said it softly, like that made it less disgusting. Then came the real reason. He said almost casually, "You should find a house over to me too." That was it. He wanted to erase me as his daughter, hide me from his new family, cut me off from his future child, and still keep the property my mother died trying to protect for me. He wanted me gone, but not my share. That part he still wanted. I told him no. I told him I wasn't signing a damn thing. I told him he didn't get to treat me like a dirty secret and then ask for free real estate. I told him that if he wanted me out of his life so badly, then he could get out of my house. He tried to backpedal. He said there was no need for lawyers. He said if I loved and respected him as my father, I would make this easy. I laughed. That man had spent my whole life using the word father like a coupon code. So I stood up and said, "Good luck with my father. When life gets ugly, he runs." I looked at his wife. Then I added, "Ask my mom." My dad started yelling before I even made it to the door. I let him. For once, his voice had no power left in it. After that, I got a lawyer. Then I got mean. I legally cut ties with him and forced the sale of the house. He and his wife had to move out. We split the money, and they ended up in her parents' basement, calling me greedy because I wouldn't let them keep living there for free while pretending I didn't exist. The funniest part? During the court mess, he spat, "You're just like your mother." Good. She was stronger than he ever was. Now I'm done with him. Fully, legally, emotionally done. I took my share of the money and started building the life I want. He got his new family, I got my freedom, and unlike him, my mother left me something real.